3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to the Falling Up podcast. The keen our viewers at home may notice Jamie's accent's got worse somehow. No, he's not here. He's decided to leave us for a week, so we've replaced him with another dodgy accent in Ben.
I don't think
my
accent's dodgy.
I don't think mine's dodgy compared to my
New week, same old story, ain't it really?
Same old
But
Yusuf
so
Mason.
today we're going to continue the new series we've got, and we're going to go into midfielders. So it's planning this one was the hardest one we've had.
Yeah, it was tough.
Deciding on how to do it, and like right backs and left backs last 2 weeks ago, where we went top 5 right and left, but we've just gone top 10 midfielders.
There's no such thing as positions anymore.
Roles,
Yeah.
lads. Come on,
Roles.
come on now.
Football is now edgy.
Yeah, it is.
It actually
Football
is.
is
You're
so
not- you're not
Football
wrong.
is just
Very
northern
edgy.
quarter. It is
yeah,
just
football
edgy.
is the northern quarter.
Of
Football is
sport.
an IPA essentially.
I think that's good. That's
Football is
good.
a fruity
Football's
hoppy
a neck
IPA.
oil. Your box to box centre mid. He's now a brew dog.
Rodri is literally just a brew dog, isn't he? Rodri the brew dog. What's his new name?
Spanish brew dog.
What's John Stones then? I reckon John Stone's more like a
John
mad
Smith.
dude,
He's
though.
like
It's just like
John
like
Stones remains.
Worthingtons.
John Stones remains a Worthington. John Stones is a hobgoblin.
No, that's harsh. That is
It's
mean.
a Worthingtons, but like spiced up. It's an
He's a
independently
Morgan
brewed
Spice rum,
Worthington.
John Stones. Right, yeah.
Right, anyway, so obviously for Ben and people that may not watch it before, we'll go for our top 10. We'll probably do 10 to 7, 6 down to 4, and then we'll do our
Top
top
threes,
threes after
yeah.
that, which will probably be the same for this one, but
Yeah.
we'll get to that at the end. So
But everything else should
Uh,
be interesting.
Yeah.
We have
let's-
also got Jamie's, by the way.
we have
even though
got
it's not-
Jamie's.
have
We'll read
got
it out at the
Jamie's.
end.
And we've not made it up either. This
No,
is
we-
James'
this
genuine
is-
top 10.
Honestly,
Remember that?
We'll read that at the end.
He sent that through
after
to
it's
us
on our
with
list.
confidence. He
Why
was like,
would you read it
yeah.
alongside.
Yeah, I'll read out.
Read it
alongside
alongside,
them, but,
yeah.
Anyway, we'll start with Ben.
Mate,
To give us our 10 to 7.
this is horrible. Oh, wait, am I including 7 as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. 10, I've gone James Maddison.
Oh, go, keep going, keep going.
9, we've got Frankie. 8,
Yeah.
I've got Musiala. And then 7, I've got Fede Valverde.
Okay.
I've got 10 Musiala, 9 Gundogan, 8 Modric, 7 Rice.
Yeah, I've got 10 Kimmich, 9 Frankie, 8 Raj, 7 Enzo Fernandez.
Ooh.
I've got 10 Kimmich, 9 Declan Rice, 8 Valverde, 7 Odegaard.
So they're all different, all
Yeah,
completely
I'm not going to
different.
start
Hang on.
with.
Hang on, we've got
Oh.
one more.
Oh.
I hate that kid.
Jamie McCaig's number 10, Bruno Fernandes.
That's worse than Madison.
That is so bad.
What's your name, Maddison?
Number 9,
Sure.
Bernardo Silva. Number 8, Gundogan. Number 7, Musiala.
I can't believe he's done that. Right, we'll start off with Jamie's. Bias. Absolute
Yeah.
bias. Like, you can try and defend. He might not watch this back, but we'll tell him in the group chat after. Absolute bias.
It's
you don't
wild,
put
innit?
Bruno Fernandes top 10. You just don't.
Maybe like a season ago, but like he's just not as important because he don't play as a midfielder as such anymore.
I think Bruno's form Victor being just shoved everywhere.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
100%.
Which, I mean, is a testament to how good he is, but I don't. If he's not in top 10, I don't think he's far off, but I just
No,
think
he's
putting him in
he's
top 10
honourable
omits
mention.
He's probably
someone
top 15.
Very
probably.
he's probably top 12, mate, to be fair.
Well,
Do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
to it with his honourable mentions list, and some people
That's what I
haven't
mean.
made
Some
it.
of the people
Yeah,
that will miss
true.
out resulting in putting Bruno in. I just
It's
think.
a
True.
massive honourable mention, but like you say, he's just a victim of United not having enough wide men. They're getting shoved out there, and then as a result, everybody
Totally.
says that he's not as good.
But
But
it's
he still is
Yeah,
not a
it's
midfielder,
in the same
but
vein for
just-
Enzo, and Enzo just gets chucked everywhere for Chelsea because
Yeah.
he's their best player.
Yeah.
Like Bruno is probably United's best player. We can all agree
Yeah.
on that.
Probably the most consistent player, I'd say.
Well, who's the best then?
No, probably is him, yeah. But he's definitely the most consistent, yeah.
Well, yeah, like Rashford's well on form. He's better, obviously, but Rashford has
Oh,
that
yeah.
form once in a blue moon,
It's
doesn't he? So it don't work out.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rashford's such a frustrating player to watch.
So we're going to move on to James Maddison.
Yeah, go on. Talk
On-
to
Go on,
Give us a
please.
reasoning.
Please
on form
just-
right now, and for Leicester for very long,
Yeah.
he has been
Yeah.
an exceptional 10.
Yeah.
He was fit. I think he was like 3rd or 4th in my 10 list because if anybody don't know, well, you're not going to know. But we did,
Yeah, behind a
we did
curtain.
5-6, we did 5-8, we did 5-10s. So he was
I
originally
realised
on
it was
there,
a stupid idea.
and then
Yeah.
I don't know. He's so good, especially under Ange as well.
Yeah.
Like, he works so well, and I
Yeah, I
think
don't disagree with you, though.
bringing
You can't know how
the-
good he's been, yeah.
Oh no, exactly. And
It will just be interesting to
To
see
see-
who you've left out
Yeah.
I
for
think I'm
James
yeah.
Madison,
The fact I didn't even
which we'll
contemplate
get to
was,
at the
you
end.
know.
But
I didn't even think about Madison really for this top 10.
I
I
think-
didn't.
Me neither.
I was like,
After this
Maddison
full season plays out, he could well be in with a
then. A good shout, but I think it's still too early to really
Depends on his
say.
injury, doesn't it? Because he
You
went
can't-
off on Monday, didn't he?
It was similar.
No,
with
that's
your-
just.
similar. to your
He's got
Doherty shout, wasn't
a very
got
very
Doherty.
good track record of random injuries, and he'll be back in 2 weeks after the game gets quite tough.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean,
What?
yeah,
What, do you think Madison's scared of big games?
yeah.
Madison
Even though
loves
he's-
big
even though
games.
he's played every single
Madison
big game
loves
this
a big
season.
game.
No, when they went down to 10 men, and he
I
was
think
getting
that's more
kicked
you
about,
just being shite,
No,
mate, to be honest.
I'm talking about the other day as well. He's done it. He's done it all the time. Yeah.
Chelsea.
But could we just
But it was...
could we pause a second here? If we're talking about tough games, didn't he play a full 90 or almost that in a North London derby?
On Liverpool.
He ran into his legs, couldn't anymore in North London derby.
That's
I think
Yeah,
he's
way
I'm
too
not
big
saying
a
it
game.
in that way. I'm saying the physicality of that game was much higher than those two
I don't
games.
think he minds though. Against Luton, he was getting kicked.
No, but
about.
he does, he
It's
They
does.
fine.
use him as a player to win free kicks. He just gets the ball, gets
Well,
fouled.
Yeah, it's in the same
Like,
Grealish,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
he'll.
if he stayed
he'll
on
be
the
back
pitch,
in
they
a
could have
week.
easily got something.
What I'm saying is he'll be back in a week.
Yeah, he probably will be. It will
Yeah, but I
probably be
think
precautionary anyway.
I think
because
that's
there
just
was
part of
some
the
thing.
Football,
way
isn't
he's made.
I
as well.
think anyway he got took off as a systematic
Oh, yeah,
point of view
100%.
anyway. I don't think he ever went off with an injury.
I think he did.
I can see that as well though, because obviously you lose.
Ange did it
He
at
was
Luton as
first
well,
one.
where
I get it, and yeah, I know what you mean, but I think you're making
soon
out
as
he
they
hides
went-
from big games. I don't think he hides
I'm not
from
saying
big
he
games.
hides
I
from
don't
big
think that's
games
fair.
in terms
He
of
just
that,
shies
but
away from the kind of physical ones, which is I can
Yeah.
understand it, but then
Yeah,
equally,
I'm
I'm not sure he does,
He's got
though.
kicked about every game he's
over a
played,
season
though.
he'll get kicked about. Yeah.
yeah, he gets kicked out in that sense. But when they're up against it, and he's gonna have to, he's not gonna have that free
Well,
as much of a free
he did have
roll
a free
sort of thing.
free roll against Liverpool though, when he had a good game against Liverpool.
Mason's still just upset that Leicester got relegated. last year.
It wasn't
That's
Madison's
nothing to
fault,
do with
mate.
that.
It wasn't his
It
fault.
was because he missed a pen against Everton.
He did do that
I say missed, he went down the middle. Pickford just stood up.
because he went down the middle
People
for
were like,
all
"Oh,
of
it's
his
Sanchez, mate."
last 4 penalties
Idiot.
before it.
Full. Yeah.
Right, yeah, so
Anyway,
Madison,
anything
Madison has
else?
been good, but not top 10.
Contentious before we move on.
I can't. I've got Musiala 10.
I think that's a bit too low.
I think that's low.
I think
I can understand it though. Like,
my other 9 though, I couldn't really justify.
Who's
putting-
your 9, 8 and 7?
Gundogan, Modric, and Rice.
Yeah.
I
See,
think personally,
I
Modric
just
is
couldn't
really
justify
low.
it.
You are.
I think Modric is very low on that list.
I've only done that because this season he hasn't really played.
I'll tell you now, ruin it. Modric in
he's
my
not in
list.
mine either.
There you go, mate.
He's not played loads this season, and I just think Real got so many good midfielders.
Yeah,
I've got 2 other Real midfielders in there.
Well, put it this way: I put Modric a bit high because somebody said on the bus that we're doing legacy as well included.
Well, not like legacy,
I don't
more
know who's
like
told you
I
that.
don't know.
not
who
like
told you that,
legacy,
'cause
but
we
like
never
you
do
just take
legacy.
into account like who is like even though he isn't playing, you know he's quality.
yeah, that's,
Yeah, but we've done that for players that are injured.
Like De Bruyne this season.
Yeah, but
isn't-
he's injured.
Yeah, but
Modric
it's
isn't
not-
injured.
yeah, but
Yeah, it's different.
He's
I
not
agree with
being
that.
it's
picked
different. But
because-
Modric is that's
Yeah.
just more of a credit to how good Real Madrid are.
if
That
that's the
doesn't
case,
mean
I
he's
made a
shite.
little
It's just
shift.
he's still really good.
Yeah, but it's
It's
still
just they've
by
just got
choice,
better.
isn't it?
Yeah,
What hit? Yeah,
They're
but
not playing. That's what
yeah,
I'm
just
saying.
because they've got better, but that means
Yeah,
they're still
but
on my
if
list.
you-
I
Well,
still
so
think
does that
Modric
mean
is
that every
better.
single Real Madrid midfielder's in your list, then?
Not all of them, but
Why
the ones
not,
that
though?
well, they're just not. Come on, have a
Surely,
But I still think Modric is top 10. He has to be. Modric is absolutely quality.
Modric is. I think, like you said, Modric is just again a victim of Real. Instead of not having enough midfielders, they just have too many good young ones. That there's no point prioritising an aging Modric over, which is it's unfortunate, but it's
I
just.
get
kind of
that,
what
but they
football
do
is.
still play 4 midfielders. There is enough room
Yeah.
to be in there if they wanted him to.
But then equally, it's kind of the case of is he good enough to then displace some of those younger midfielders that are nearly there?
Yeah,
maybe
so
a few
then
years away.
in that.
but I
instance,
think I
why
don't
have they not
think
all
the
been there?
midfielders are nearly there. The midfielders that
Are
are
they
now
there?
playing for Real Madrid are there.
Yeah, they're not developing
They're
young players,
top
are
level
they?
European centre mids,
True.
which
True.
outplaying Modric is why they're playing.
Yeah.
First.
And Modric, you'd think you'd want that influence of how much of a leader he is. Real Madrid have got
Yeah.
a relatively young side, haven't they?
Yeah, but they've invested in leaders, haven't they? Really, like Bellingham.
Yeah, they are.
Bellingham's
Yeah.
20. And he's
No club's
Arguably.
going to play Champions League games with what you're saying is one of their best centre mids on the bench if they
Yeah.
want to prioritise youngsters.
Yeah.
They'll play their best side.
first.
Which
yeah,
I
there's
think Real
enough. They
Madrid
play
do.
enough games
Yeah.
to be able to do what they want with the team, don't
Yeah,
they? And it's-
true.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, but
Yeah,
Um,
we're not saying it's a bad shout. I just don't think
Like you say about Toni Kroos would be in there as well, sure, you know.
Yeah,
He's not that far off Modric, so would he not be really close to as well?
not really. No, I
Well,
think
I
Kroos
think he
is
is.
great, but there's a distance between Kroos and Modric. I think.
I don't think there's like a ridiculous distance between them now.
No, but
Modric is better, but he's not
Modric was
by a
flashier.
landslide.
Modric,
Kroos was
is
efficient.
better.
That was the difference.
Yeah, Modric is better, but then equally, I think Modric is. You can put more of an argument forward for Modric being in the top 10 than Kroos over other players.
Yeah, I
basically.
agree, but in the same instance, I don't think they're far away enough to then say one makes it, one doesn't.
No, that's fair. That's fair
Do you
enough.
know what I mean? No, I get it. I do get it. I just think that, like, especially with your Madison's, like, you're omitting someone
Yeah.
else then, aren't you? Because there's so many good players in midfield.
It's a
Since
really, really tough one doing it.
You've
in
almost got to think about it
Yeah.
as who would you want in your side right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, not like I'm
yeah,
not saying who would you put in your Huddersfield side, but if you were building a side
but you're
right
omitting
now,
someone.
who would you pick?
Would that include people who are injured as well? Though?
Yeah. If everyone's
Could say, 'cause
fit
you're
and
omitting some
healthy,
big
You're missing-
names.
yeah.
Yeah.
who
I
would
think-
you pick right now?
Another big one that it was in. I think all of our kind of 10 to 7s. Frankie is there.
Not in mine. Not in mine. It's not in my top.
Actually, no, was he?
I think he was in yours. Unless
Not in my top 10.
No, he's not in my top
Frankie.
10 anymore.
Is he in
He
your
wasn't
top
the
10?
best. He wasn't the bus. but
He was
he's
10th before I changed it for Kimmich.
That
That was slightly.
Does anyone else have Gundogan in their top 10?
No, but
I
he
did
was
not,
also
but he was-
very
I had
close.
Frankie 9. Gundogan was like 11.
It was Gundogan of Dion for me, but I just got
I had
put
a, I had
Gundogan
a,
in
I
there
had
for
a
the last
tied
year.
11th.
Well, I've got. So we both got Frankie 9. What is your reason for putting Frankie 9? And kind of
I think
then what are your two reasons?
His
for that?
versatility and athleticism.
Yeah.
And he's almost stepped up in that Barcelona midfield, which at the moment is very, very weak or
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think has anybody included Pedri or Gavi.
Nope.
I don't believe so. Well,
No,
one
Pedri's
person has, but he's
close,
not
though.
here.
Pedri's close.
close.
Gavi's like 2
was
years
in
off.
Yeah.
my 10s list.
Yeah, Pedri's close. Pedri's
And I
very
think
good.
De Jong's the one that's been consistently performing. I mean, they're playing Oriol Romeo as a 6.
He's
so
injured at the moment, though, isn't he?
he's-
He
Yeah,
was
De Jong's
good
just
for
got
them,
injured.
though.
Who?
Oriol Romeo.
Romeo-
Yeah, he
Romeo-
has
been
Romeo-
good,
yeah.
full stop.
But De Jong,
so
I think
great.
he's that little bit of
He's
class
the
in that
glue, innit?
midfield at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's your typical kind of Barcelona midfielder that just
Yeah.
kind of has that like elegance to his.
He's like a modernised version of Busquets in a way. He just keeps the game ticking. I think,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just yeah.
He was
quite
just, he
like.
was the, he's
locks
almost
up
the
a
same
player,
player as why Barrea's so close to my top 10 as well.
He's nearly in mine as well.
Yeah, because he's exactly the same. He's just
Overall,
he keeps the
like,
game going. He can defend, but then they're not scared to join in the attack.
Well, it
either.
goes at his pace as well. I
Yeah.
think that's a quality, but only the.
It's
The
metronome
very best
players,
of,
isn't it?
isn't
They're
it?
just so
They're
nice
both
to
and
watch those
they're
players
both
just
so
make the game
they're just
tick.
they're naturally athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
agree with
yeah.
that.
I think Gundogan had to be in it. I mean, you can't really ignore the treble-winning captain. He's also when he left City, you thought, oh, they're gonna have to fill that hole. 'Cause he was so underrated.
Yeah.
He did so much for the team. He was defensive. He went forward, scored so many crucial goals. I mean, one in the Prem, what was it, 2 years ago against Villa last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was such an important player for City. And even though they haven't struggled that massively without him because they bought well, it was still one of them when they lost him. You're like, Christ, they're gonna have to.
Thing is with Gundogan as well, right? His stocks were so low for so long. Like
Yeah.
nobody fully appreciated Gundogan.
Yeah,
until the
massively
past-
Well,
underrated.
he's
Still
a squad
is.
player for a few years.
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
he?
100%. But then like even like when he first joined, he massively.
Well, he
thick,
signed him
like,
free as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and then like some people.
Yeah.
He was Pep's first signing.
Yeah, he was. That's
So,
Yeah,
like,
he
City
was
fans
close.
wanted
He was very close to my top 10. But
Oh, same
Yeah,
way,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I just couldn't admit some of the
Yeah.
other names.
Yeah.
No, I get why you didn't put him in. Yeah, but I just
It wasn't
I
for
just
lack
had
of
to-
thinking he was very good.
Yeah.
I think if City
He's-
had
he's
struggled
elite, isn't he?
this season after losing him, you'd probably put
You
him in
would,
there.
yeah.
but-
Yeah, but again, that's just down to City just buying so well and just being
Yeah.
like
Having
ready
ability.
for his departure.
Right. Should we start with Jamie's 6, 5, and 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
Why not? We'll start it differently because it gets
Casemiro,
even better.
Amrabat, Mount.
Number 6, Pedri.
Oh,
Number 5, De Jong.
that's too high.
Number 4, Kimmich.
Okay, they're all too high.
Kimmich
They're
is
all
not
too
very
high.
good.
Is he going off FIFA ratings or something?
Genuinely, I think he might be.
That does feel.
It does feel like
Because-
a tiny bit.
Kimmich's season's had one of his worst seasons
You
at
watch
Bayern
plenty of
Munich.
Bundesliga.
I've
as well,
watched
don't you?
a lot of it. Obviously, my
Is Kimmich
my
in your
flatmate-
top 10 before you say anything?
He was 10th.
He was 10th in mine.
He was
Was
10th,
he? All
yeah.
right, okay, he's quite high in mine compared to.
So he was
yeah, go on
10th,
to it.
and I've watched a lot of Bundesliga. Obviously, my housemate works for a Bundesliga
Yeah,
writing company, so
Schalke fan, isn't
we
he?
watch a lot of it. So, but even last night, they try and play everything through him when he's playing, but the times he's played, Bayern haven't been their best.
Okay. Well, they play him in like a double pivot, don't they? With
No,
Goretzka?
not anymore.
Do they not anymore?
Goretzka just
Goretzka doesn't.
Just
Goretzka-
do what he wants.
Goretzka and
He's
Musiala-
unlucky he's not beating this as well, by the
No,
way.
he's
I think he's quite good.
completely
He's crap.
He's
Really?
absolutely terrible.
horrible. They want rid of him.
He's
Really?
terrible.
Buy him 1 to 6
I thought he was quite good.
because
He's been deluded by a FIFA card.
Yeah.
I don't know.
so
That's quite good.
at the moment Tuchel wants to buy a 6 in January to move Kimmich out the 6 because he doesn't rate Kimmich as a 6.
Right,
Put
well,
Kimmich where Goretzka's playing.
Yeah.
And Goretzka's.
that's why they want Pellin, yeah.
Tuchel's
Yeah.
a really weird one though, because
Yeah.
he's had a massive fallout with like the.
Well, they
dressing
lost
room,
him.
hasn't
Yeah, they
Yeah.
lost to that third division team and hit
Yeah,
the fan, didn't
it
it?
was,
Kane
Yeah,
and
it's
Musiala
weird.
and Sane are carrying him through
They're,
oh yeah.
basically at the minute.
you feel bad for Tuchel because they've got a massive injury list at the moment.
Yeah, they do.
They've got
Yeah.
no right back.
They're playing Lima right back. aren't they?
Yeah, they've got no out right back. They've got no
It was
cover.
alarm
in-
then. I was like, that's a bit-
They've got no
Sorry,
cover in a
it's
lot of
fine.
positions. But it's a weird one, Barnett. They've never really had much cover.
No.
It's a weird, when you think about it.
They've
They've
come-
obviously had.
They just had elite players that just
Yeah.
don't injure.
Yeah.
Like you think
We're
like
gonna go on to
Muller. Like I
Yeah, we'll
cannot
move on
think
to it, but-
of Muller being injured for
Yeah.
a really long period of time. He's been around since like the 2010 World Cup. I didn't realise that was his like first World Cup.
Yeah.
Like
Well, he's
he
been around for
he
ages,
feels
like.
like he's been around for
And he's still
zonks.
not that old, is he?
He's like 32.
Yeah, relatively. He's not that old.
This is where he's like 37.
No, he's not. He's definitely
He's
not.
definitely not. I
He's
think
like 33
yeah,
or
he'll
something.
be around there.
But yeah, so we'll move on. What was
Do you
your
want me to start?
6 to 4? Yeah, we'll go back round this way.
Okay, so my 6 to 4 is Musiala in 6th, Bernardo in 5th, and Enzo in 4th.
I've got Bernardo Silva 6th, Valverde 5th, and Musiala 4th.
I've got Kimmich 6th before I found out that he's in crap. 5th Valverde, 4th Bernardo Silva.
I have this was including the legacy bit. 6 Rice, 5 Bernardo, 4 Modric. But I would happily change that now to 4 Bernardo, 5 Rice, 6 Modric.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've covered a lot of it in Jamie's
Yeah, we have.
shouts, haven't
I
we?
think it's one of them. We've put Musiala a lot higher than those two have,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is fantastic. Well, I've watched, as I've already said, we've watched a lot of it, so maybe
Yeah.
it is a bit of a
Yeah,
bias where you've
probably
watched a
is.
lot of him and you see how important he is to, well, transitioning play at Dortmund and stuff like that. He's just. But
Whenever I
don't-
watch him for like Germany and stuff, he always impressed me.
yeah,
And Germany are
his-
crap
his
as
ball,
well.
His
So
ball carrying is.
Yeah, he's just really good in like
Yeah.
tights. But I think
Technical on the ball was no
Yeah.
one to come close, really, is there?
He's
I
ridiculous.
think if he was English, he'd be being talked about the same, not the
Oh.
same level as Bellingham, but very close to Bellingham.
Well, yeah, to be fair, the Copper Trophy gave him the recognition, didn't it?
To be fair, I think the fact that he's not English as well is such a boost to him as well.
I think
to-
yeah, it
good
helps
for
him a
him,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you look at,
Yeah.
for example, like Foden, like the amount of criticism, or not criticism, but like the amount of talk he gets about him because he's English, like really feels like Spanish or somebody.
Well, and people
Like,
write him off because he don't play 40
yeah.
games a season as well.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well,
he's
it's not his
still
fault.
See how good he
elite
was last
talent.
night, by the way.
And then
Unbelievable.
you put like Musiala in that same bracket if he was English.
Yeah.
English like press would absolutely batter him.
Yeah,
And
of course it
that's
would.
it's why I'm
It
so
drags
glad
players down,
Bellingham
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bellingham, you can tell Bellingham's got his head screwed on, can't you?
Oh yeah.
He'd be
Oh my
struggling
God,
for
yeah.
that
So
for-
we'll come to Bellingham
Yeah.
later, I
Uh,
imagine.
obviously.
Unless we're going about Jamie's list.
We've all got-
17.
Wait, did you say your?
Yeah,
We've all got Bernardo Silva in that bracket,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Yes.
Deservedly. Underrated.
Yeah.
still, I
Unbelievable.
think.
He's one of my favourite players of all time. I love
He
watching
can
him
do
play.
it all as well.
Yeah, he's good at everything.
Really nice footballer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's just
He's just good at everything.
Good bloke as well, isn't he?
Sound.
Nice bloke.
He's such a like good example of Pep bringing players kind of into midfield as well, like just maturity and that anyway.
Mm.
Did you hear what because he was at the Ballon d'Or ranking with Ruben Diaz, and he was like, "Oh, I'll have a drink with you, Diaz." And he just came 30th, bless you, and he came like 25th or something.
I don't know.
It seemed sound.
I think as well he's a victim
Have a
to how
nice.
good
City
City's
are.
midfield. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's
Well, City's whole team
ridiculous.
are, because
Yeah.
there's still a few players in City's team you put above him.
Yeah, in midfield as well, which is
You
shocking
would as
given
well,
that
which is
he's-
mental because he's that good.
Which
He
is
started on the
fantastic.
and when they first signed him from Monaco, and everyone knew how good he was.
Yeah.
He's played on the right, and then the way he transitioned into like an 8 sometimes, he even played in the 6 sometimes for him, and he just looks so comfortable. He's so unbelievably
So
good.
I think if Alvarez wasn't as good, I think he would have definitely kind of been more
Into
involved,
that
especially
role,
this season.
yeah.
'Cause obviously
Yeah, probably this
With De
season.
Bruyne's
Yeah,
injury
Off
as
that
well.
double
yeah,
tap,
with
yeah.
this season probably. Yeah,
So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to see him there, but obviously Alvarez is just that good.
Yeah, it's important to say we didn't include Alvarez in this,
Yeah.
did we?
No.
No.
we
because-
have not.
Imagine now, I've got him first, mate.
He'll
Well,
be.
he sort of is a midfield, but not really.
It's kind of hard to.
He's a second striker. He's an
Yeah.
SS.
Well,
Well, they don't
He's a,
exist.
he's a centre
basically.
forward.
So yeah, for the
Guess.
purpose of this, we'll include
Striker
him
is centre
later on
forward.
down the line.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
will make the strikers list, let's be honest.
Well, I think
If he
just
doesn't, then-
quickly before we move on,
Yeah.
the sixes I had argument for Stones in here. Obviously, do you put him in the centre back one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
totally.
there's obviously
Yeah.
room for that, and then for tens I put Griezmann in there as well.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
at
yeah.
least an
yeah.
argument.
Yeah.
He played there last night, didn't he, against
He's
Celtic?
He's
just-
so good.
He's so good in that second striker role.
And he's so underappreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like second and third man runs are unbelievable. He knows exactly where to be.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing with Griezmann.
That's
He's
the
like
thing.
His
It's
intelligence
football mouse,
is.
yeah.
But he's played
Yeah.
like what? He's played on left. He played through middle, and then
Yeah.
obviously
He's
he
played
played a
everywhere.
bit more.
He
deep
got
now, which-
shafted
Well, for
in the
France.
Ballon d'Or
He plays like a
rankings.
third midfielder
Yeah.
for France, doesn't he? It's unbelievable.
He got shafted in the Ballon d'Or
It's just
rankings. Like,
intelligence, innit?
absolutely
Like,
shafted.
honestly, if Atleti do anything this year, which I think they probably will do, it will be solely because Griezmann.
Yeah, and if you look at the rest of their team, it's so relatively poor, isn't it? Given
it's nobody
who
to
we're up
scream
Oh,
against.
yeah,
about.
Morata
Compared to
up
like
front.
Barca and Real.
Yeah.
They've got like maybe a few.
Giroud.
players that you go,
I feel like a lot of people tarnish Griezmann because of his spell at Barca, which was still half decent, by the way. He wasn't bad
Yeah.
at Barca,
Yeah.
but he
Just-
just
it was a
wasn't
glum
Messi,
period
basically.
for. It,
Because
yeah.
he wasn't Messi, he
Yeah.
fell victim to that.
The thing is, I don't think anybody could have done well at Barca during
No,
the period.
no.
just
Exactly.
because of how
It would have been a horrible
much
place to be.
financial. It's like with I don't want to make it like championship thing, but like it's like with Chef Wednesday. I don't think anybody really do that well. No.
You've gone from Barcelona
Let
to
me talk.
Sheffield
Let me
Wednesday.
talk. Let me talk. It's a toxic environment, so like you're not going to get the best out of players. It's the same with Barca.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I, yeah,
You're
but
not
there's so
Dean
much going on at
Windass.
the top. I completely, yeah, I get you. I
Josh
agree.
Windass, mate.
No, but Dean's better as well.
Right. Did anyone? Obviously, I had Valverde in there. Where else
He's
did
mine.
people
Yeah.
rank Valverde?
Fifth and same as you.
Fifth.
I think. For me.
Seventh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we all agree that.
He's quality.
He's in there.
He's quite good.
Got to be in there. He's good
We
at
all
again,
agree.
Good at everything.
I
Isn't
think-
he? I had a weird shout, but no one else has.
Which one was
Enzo.
that? I had Enzo.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have put him fourth, but I understand putting him in the list.
I'd put him sixth.
I just think if you move him to another team, he's definitely.
I know, but
in
you
the
could
top
say
four.
that like.
I think
You can't say that for everyone now.
I
No,
think
but
you
you can't give a variable to like if he did this.
You can though, because it's
No,
still
you-
based on
not
his
really.
individual quality. Of course you can't.
No, but if you put him in a different team, he's going to adjust his game differently, isn't he? Like
Yeah,
you
but
can't.
we're not
I
doing-
don't think you can really say it's how he is now, where
No,
he's playing now.
Yeah, and he's really good. Yeah, but you're not taking into
He's
consideration.
But you're saying if he goes to City,
Well,
you
no,
can't
what
really
I'm saying
say
is if
that.
he went to City, people would appreciate him. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he'd get better.
People still appreciate him, I
Well,
think.
not enough. Then,
No, not
in my
enough.
opinion.
Not
I
enough.
think
Not
that's
enough at all.
fourth for
Because
me.
everyone at the moment's just like, oh, let's laugh at Chelsea and
Yeah.
this, that, and the other,
The whole
and
team
then
gets
they laugh at
banded
him
in the
as
same
well
way.
without actually nobody. All these people that slander Chelsea don't watch Chelsea. They
No.
just see the
No,
result
no.
at the end of the day.
Enzo's a really good midfielder, and he's obviously still young, which is a good part. But he will be stuck at Chelsea now for years, which I think could hold him back later in the line.
Yeah,
Which
it
is
will do
frustrating.
because of them stupid long contracts, and they've all done it.
Yeah.
And I get why they've done it because they
FFP,
thought
innit?
Chelsea would be back quicker than they are.
And it's
They'll get there.
because,
And
and it's
they
because
wanna
they're-
say one.
Chelsea are paying the clubs at the bottom from over that amount of
They
time.
will do it really well as well. Like it will work really well. It's just
Well, it's
kind
part
case
of the rebuilding process, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that's the point. They've signed loads of young
Yeah.
players.
Can I go on a
Yeah.
bit of tangent here
Yes,
about
you can.
asking about how long we reckon that kind of rebuild will look at? So Enzo's contract is 8 years.
Yeah.
I think it was 8, wasn't it?
In that 8 years,
7
how
now, yeah.
close to Chelsea get to where Enzo probably thought they would be?
What do you think he thought they were going to be?
Competing at the top end. like,
Competing in the top 3.
Yeah. In that kind
And
of
competing in Europe and
Obviously, it depends on other team progress.
obviously,
as well.
yeah.
City will always be up there.
Yeah.
I think-
Spurs on the range.
if they're going to get there, they've got to look at it differently.
Yeah.
Because
they'll-
they need more short-term fixes as well as the really, really
Oh, yeah.
long-term stuff.
They need to actually buy
Good
a
now.
cohesive unit that's going to work well
Need more
together.
experience
Well, that's
in
the
the
thing, innit?
midfield and
Yeah.
up front.
They've just bought
banded loads of
names.
players together, yeah.
That Kendrick Ayers looks like a good player, but they've spent like 5 million on him. Obviously, he's not going to break the bank, but it's financial fair play. You spend 5 million there that you could have spent on
Oh yeah, they'll have it
whoever.
because of how much money they've got going out in over the next 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Their transfer budget each season is just getting lower and lower and lower and lower.
Until they create
And until they're at a stalemate where someone's either got to buy Enzo for £250 million,
which
or
Not
he's stuck
economic.
there and they can't sell anyone.
yeah.
It goes one of two ways, I think.
It's a really high-risk rebuild. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a...
They kind of had to do it though in a way.
Yeah, probably, but I think they went a bit too extreme on it.
The thing
did.
is, though, as well, did they
probably.
make profit this year because of
Yeah,
academy
with the
rules or
sales
something
to
like that?
We sold everyone for 50
Yeah,
mil,
it's
didn't
that,
we?
and
It's
then
mental.
you get the full 70 million for Mount. I don't know how it works. None of us do finance costs. So I don't-
Basically, what they do is when they sell someone, even if United have got it in 3 instalments for Mount,
yeah.
they'll take out a loan against that transfer.
Yeah, so they never can cover it.
No,
So-
I mean like they'll have made like the full amount because they didn't spend anything on him. So like Mount. for
Oh yeah,
example-
in terms of like FFP and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's what I mean. So like,
Yeah, it's
I think
benefit
they
'cause
made
it's
a
cost them
profit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on the
something
books,
like that.
zero, yeah. Yeah.
But I still think, I don't know, it's a tough one. But
It's a
We're not
really,
finance
really
students and we're not.
weird situation.
Well, so we were going to set like a. How many years do you think it'll take before Chelsea are battling for the title again?
We'll say it in that conversation whether they're battling or not.
I don't think they will be battling in the next 3 years.
No.
I was going to say 4 years until they're like up there.
they either will or they will go. It will go horribly wrong.
That's
It
football.
goes one or two ways.
They will or they won't.
That
is
is
football.
football.
Well,
Whoever
no,
scores
it-
the most goals will
In
win
terms
the
of
game.
like they'll either be top 3
Yeah.
or they'll fall off massively to where they are this season.
Consistently, yeah.
There won't be. I don't think there's a middle ground where they're just holding like 6th, 5th, 7th
No.
because
They'll probably
the
do
way
like a
they've
similar to
the way
Liverpool.
they've done it is not the way ours probably.
Yeah.
I think what will
suggested it.
happen though, they'll have a year where it like just clicks for them. Like there'll be another year where they don't have Europe,
Of
so
course
maybe
it
even next year, and they might like push
Yeah.
on. It might be a bit like Spurs, have a really good start, and then be in the conversation for a bit, but then just tail off towards the end of the season. But then show that they do have the players to be up there. Add a few more over the next few seasons, then really be challenging.
They've gone around it in a stupid way because Arsenal did it perfectly. Arsenal was
Yeah,
so
they did, yeah.
good.
But they
because
brought,
stuck
yeah, I
with
think
somebody.
Arteta was really like,
You've
the
got
best catalyst for that. Though.
Arsenal did well and what Chelsea haven't done well is buy players that are actually going to care about the results for the
Yeah.
club.
That's what United have done wrong as well.
Yeah.
They've bought egos. They haven't bought.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for
You've
years,
got-
haven't
Yeah,
they?
well, it's kind of their own. It's kind of you can't really blame them for it because players can be like really determined, like have this great personality, and then they join United, and think, oh, I've done it now, so I can just relax.
Well, the atmosphere at United's just
Like
horrible
Anthony,
anyway,
like Anthony had a decent. Well, he didn't have a great attitude, but you could tell he still had
Well,
that
he's
hunger and stuff
bothered
to
though,
win.
isn't he? He works
He is,
hard.
but like you can tell he's not. Like he's got this ego about him, hasn't he? Where he like walks about the pitch a bit arrogant and stuff.
Well,
And the only one that really cares on the pitch is probably Bruno.
That's true. You start to see it with Rashford now, like he's walking.
Rashford, yeah,
it's
he just doesn't care.
And I bet it's the same with Chelsea and United where they're in the change rooms 5 minutes after it's done and they bet they're all laughing and joking about whatever they're
It's
doing
just
in the
not
evening or
football,
something
though,
like that.
It's toxic.
It's very
Yeah,
toxic,
football
especially
is
at them
toxic
big
now.
But it's hard to
clubs.
manage at a big club.
The
It's
thing
like
is-
Yeah.
Well, it's because expectations are so high.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the only top 6 club you feel where they are doing it well now. Liverpool probably haven't done anything wrong. And
Spurs and
Liverpool
City.
bought well this
Spurs,
summer.
yeah.
Liverpool bought
City as
really
well.
well this summer when you think
Spurs
about
and City where
I was gonna say, can't
if
touch.
they lose,
Yeah.
their players look like they've
Professional.
lost the
Well,
first
it's
game in
constructive
forever.
as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
The response is constructive. That's the
Yeah.
difference. I feel like, well, this is a whole new conversation. But Ten Hag and with the players was such a dismantled relationship. There's nothing
Oh,
there. Is
no.
there?
it. It's broken, yeah.
Well, you can tell half the players don't like him.
Obviously, yeah.
Half the players don't want to play for him.
Yeah.
He's clearly fell out with Varane. He's clearly fell out with Mount.
Rashford as well, I
Yeah.
think.
Rashford,
Sancho's
yes,
the
obviously
biggest
Sancho,
one.
yeah.
Right.
Like if a new manager
Oh,
come in, he'd
Sancho.
go Sancho, go back in training.
Yeah.
Of course,
Come
you'll
on, guys.
instantly.
Yeah.
The thing is
Instantly.
as well is they've like in comparison with the Rashford one. I don't know whether it's just because Rashford's Rashford and
Yeah.
Sancho's not Rashford. Obviously, Rashford went out Sunday night after the
I know what you
derby.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out. Ten Hag said he's apologised. Done. Sancho
He's not done anyway.
has just left it. And he's now rotted.
Well, a
in
lot
there.
of it. There's something came out where he's like told he wasn't even allowed to park where the other
Yeah,
players
no,
parked. He had to eat in a canteen with like the under
Yeah, he's
18s
been
and
booted
stuff.
out
It
the
was
WhatsApp
really
group.
bad.
Yeah, that's a bit extreme.
He got
Like-
booted out the
like,
WhatsApp
what's he
group
done,
saying
like-
lucky winner or something
What's
like
he
that,
like?
didn't
No,
Yeah, maybe we're missing something he's done,
But-
but I agree that is a bit.
Yeah, there's either a
Harsh.
full story here or
it'll come out when he
It's
leaves United.
Yeah,
He'll
yeah.
say something.
yeah.
It'll be like a
Yeah.
Sky interview with Gary
There'll be a
Neville. or
Piers
something.
Morgan
Piers Morgan.
Answered.
sat down in his living room. You got
Just call him
Yeah.
Ten Hag a clown.
No, we'll talk about obviously Monday night's game in a bit after we finish
Yeah,
on
let's
this.
finish
Which
Yeah,
we need
I
to get
think
back.
our top three should
But
be, if
it
not
was
the
just,
same, similar.
It was just
So-
after that Monday night game where the Tottenham players were disappointed losing to Chelsea with 9
Yeah.
men.
Well, they had a chance to make it 2-2 in like the 94th minute.
Yeah, they were disappointed, and
Let's
it's-
get on
that's
to that.
what.
Let's get on to
yeah.
that. Let's get on to that.
Well,
Let's finish three and we'll talk about
well,
that
yeah.
because that was ridiculous.
Right.
Best game I've watched in a long time.
Top three.
top
We're all
three.
gonna have the same
Should-
If
three.
we got the
Should have
same,
said
well, no,
orders.
different orders, but yeah.
Yeah,
same
I've
three.
got gone
Different
KDB 3,
Pairs.
Bellingham 2, Rodri 1.
Yeah,
Same as Mace.
Three
Uh,
Bellingham, second De Bruyne, first Russell.
same as Ben.
Yeah, and Jamie's I think is the same
I
as
think
yours
His
too.
Yeah.
Mount.
I think.
I'll attempt to
Yeah,
put
it's
Johnny
Bellingham,
Ogg at one,
KDB, Rodri.
Yeah, I mean they're all. I think except from Rodri, who is a clear out and out first.
Best
Yeah.
player in the world for me. Rodri.
You could put KDB or Bellingham either. I'm not bothered.
Who's better than Rodri in the world?
No one.
No.
Yeah, not thinking about it.
No one.
Because it's relative, isn't it? Remember the position no one comes close.
We say this every week on the podcast. We just love Rodri.
He's so
He's
good.
so
City
so,
fell
so
apart
good.
without him, mate.
Yeah.
I know that's not the entirety of a judgment of a player.
Yeah, he
but
played. So last season, City played 61 competitive games. He played 56.
And they won pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Well, you seen it a few years ago when they took him out of the team for the Champions League final. Shocking.
Was he there then?
Yeah.
Was he?
They didn't play
They him,
DM.
They didn't play six.
They played Gundogan.
Yeah, no, because everybody.
Bernardo and De Bruyne, I
It was
think.
Fernandinho that was.
No, they omitted Rodri. Yeah, that was only.
He was so edgy.
That was only
game,
3
by
years
the
ago,
way.
mate.
That was the
3 or 4.
edgiest game you've ever seen from any manager ever.
He's just tried to outwit his opponent.
Yeah,
Go,
and it's just
you've
not
planned for
worked.
this.
It was
I'm
prime
gonna play
Guardiola.
this.
I think
I
he was
do sort of
also
respect it,
he was
but-
also a bit overconfident. I think because Chelsea were massive underdogs going into it, so it's just like, oh, we'll control the game, and then Chelsea hit him on the counter and they just couldn't break him down.
I don't know, because I think if you
They don't have
wanted
anyone to
control
stay-
of a game, you'd want Rodri. Rodri is.
No, but I think he
Taylor.
just wanted like a over, like just 3-8s just on them, because Rodri would have sat back a little bit more.
Fair, but then equally Rodri.
It was well, either way, it was stupid. I'm trying to justify it, but it's stupid.
No, Rodri's good enough to play in that kind of 8 position.
He is,
so,
yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's
Yeah.
different.
Rodri's unbelievable. Like, I feel like another thing that's underrated about Rodri is his ball carrying.
Yeah.
He uses his body so well, he'll just get in front of you and shift past you.
He's good at everything.
He is good at
Like,
everything.
His ball
He doesn't have a
striking.
weakness.
His
Come on, mate,
ball
he
striking
can
is
shoot.
silly.
But I think the main thing is his football intelligence, mate. I don't think I've seen out like it before.
He's good.
It's like you've put Xavi in someone mobile.
It's honestly.
Do you know what I mean?
Busquets just
It's
better.
It's
I
a
don't know, better,
mobile
but-
Busquets,
yeah.
a bit bigger, a tiny bit quicker. You don't notice his speed though because he's on it. You know, you don't need to
Yeah.
worry about where he is on the pitch because he's already there. His positioning, we could go for every single one of his characteristics, but
Yeah.
he's just absolutely
Yeah,
absurd.
we don't need to talk about anything. Everyone
No,
knows.
That's
so.
clear and obvious.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's just De Bruyne and Bellingham, whichever way you want him.
I think
Yeah,
I think
it
it's
was.
fair. I think De Bruyne obviously legacy. Like we were speaking about this before we started recording. De Bruyne's the best midfielder the Prem's ever seen.
Yeah.
probably. And he
Mhm.
will only get better as time goes on in the sense of people will look back and go, "We've not had anybody that good."
Yeah, you'll appreciate him when he's gone, sort
Yeah.
of thing. Well, yeah, obviously people appreciate it now, but yeah, I completely agree.
Like, I can't think of any other midfielders of recent times, any other players in the Prem where
No.
they've been at their prime and people said they're the best in the Prem ever.
Yeah.
And then have got better with
For a
time.
few years, he was a clear favourite, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Even now,
Probably
I
still,
think
still now, yeah.
I
No,
think
agree.
if
he'd
you
have
get
played
another
more,
6
yeah.
months, yeah.
If he'd never got injured early in the season and he'd played, the majority of City's games.
But you could tell it was like kind of on the horizon because the amount of time he got injured in the Champions League final, didn't
Yeah,
he?
Yeah.
He's constantly had like something
He's
holding
played
him
a
back.
lot of games.
But,
Yeah.
he's the best player I've ever seen live as well. Like when the Constant James is, he's
I've
always
seen him live as well.
Yeah,
He's
he's
scary,
played so many.
scored the best
minutes.
goal I've ever seen live as well.
That was a good goal.
Was it, you see that
Chest,
volley?
chest volley. Then shall be better at 2
Yeah.
minutes later. But yeah, sure.
Is it bold to ask everybody's favourite or best midfielder performance they've ever seen?
No, not at all. Do you mean live?
Yeah,
or-
like
Ooh,
performance. 'Cause I think I've got mine straight away, and it's probably because of who I
You say
support.
yours then. You say yours.
Christian Eriksen against Town, second season in the Prem. He was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't
I mean, I
know
can't-
him first,
It's one
but he
step
was-
ahead, isn't it?
Oh, I love Eriksen in his prime at
Eriksen's
Spurs.
So good, so good.
I'm trying to think of one individual.
Ramirez
performance.
against Newcastle. We were 2-0 up and he came on, I think, and just ran the show, and then they drew 2-2 in like 2014, I think it was. Then De Bruyne and David Silva.
I was gonna say, I think mine probably. I've seen De Bruyne play against Everton at Goodison. I think it beats 4, and I think Jesus scored 2. I think Aguero scored 1, and Kevin De Bruyne scored 1, and set like the other 3 up or something like that. He's everywhere. He's everywhere on the pitch at once. It's bizarre.
I
Just
think
ticks everything.
I'm going to take one back. David Silva against us. It was I think it's 2014 again. That's when I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah,
Like
like a serious player.
David.
I think David Silva
unbelievable.
in this, like, obviously he's not retired. Is he retired yet? No, he retired last season.
He retired
he
last
retired.
season.
He
He
got
got an
injured,
injury.
didn't he?
Got an
David
ACL.
Silva literally played 3 years later. If David Silva was still playing now,
Oh my
in his
god,
prime,
that feels ridiculous.
he'd be done
So
because the
he's
games.
another really underappreciated
Yeah.
Premier
In a
League.
league that made out that you couldn't hack it if you're a little tiny Spaniard, he
Yeah.
was just taking the piss out of everyone.
Yeah.
wasn't
It's when like he used to go through on goal and then like cut it back, and it was like he's trying to do
That
objectives.
first goal he scored against Hull, where he just
Yeah.
did about 3 chops and just
Uh,
curled it.
With his first goal,
Yeah.
is Blackpool. I think,
yeah.
Yeah, that I always see that he takes his top off in like the 60th minute. But yeah, it's
Centre of
unbelievable.
gravity, and he just nimmed
So
it.
low to the floor.
Couldn't lose it.
That turned
So
a motorbike, wasn't
technical.
it? His elbows were almost touching the floor.
And he was sound as well.
So
And he was a sound lad.
Yeah,
you
Shaved
good
his
lad
head as
him,
well.
you go for a
lads.
Spanish brew dog with him, yeah.
Oh.
What's yours?
I
Yeah,
can't
how's
think
the
of,
child
no, I
run
can't
for
think of one off
Anthony?
the top
Harry
of my head, but
Winks
it'll
against
be
QPR.
every time you play against De Bruyne where he just occupies that right-hand side and double up with whatever winger's there, and that winger runs off, and De Bruyne's
Yeah, he's one of
so
very few
much
players
room.
that I've watched live, and whenever he gets the ball, you're like,
He's so intelligent to he manages to find himself 10, 15 yards of space all the time.
Everywhere on the
It's
pitch,
either
yeah.
that or he makes it himself.
Yeah.
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 I also think Bruno Guimaraes against Arsenal last Saturday was one of the best performances I've ever seen in my entire life.
Which shouldn't have happened.
But it did. That probably the best I've ever seen.
But yeah, that's our top 10. If you agree or disagree, let us know. Obviously, we can't watch every game of football in the world.
So sorry.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I know, so stop commenting that, please.
Can I
'cause
pose one more question as well? So
Yeah.
I've
Go on.
taken it over here.
He's taken
Bellingham, how long does it take for him to get to that number one spot?
3
Not
years.
No, I think
That long?
he'll struggle because Rodri is not much older than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodri's only 26.
Oh my god, I thought he was 28.
I thought
That
he
is
was-
Oh,
mad.
27.
Yeah.
Is he mid 28? Well, whatever, alright.
No, I think
but
you're
like,
right.
that-
I think you're right. I
You
just thought he was
probably
older.
I'll have a
I'll
look.
have a quick
I
look.
think he's 27. I
No,
reckon.
but Bellingham has that
They
English
have
tax to
26,
make us
yeah.
think he's better.
Rodri-
So I think
Rodri's
he'll just.
27.
For as long as Rodri plays,
I
I
think-
think he'll be the best.
And I think
You don't need pace.
they are
No.
two completely different players.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah, we're in
So,
the 10s
it's
and
like-
8s and 60s arguing
It depends what Bellingham achieves
Yeah,
in that time.
I think Bellingham
as well.
stays at Real his whole career.
Yeah, I think
I-
he does.
And
I
I
think
want-
he
I'm
loves
hoping
it.
to do
He
so.
loves it already.
Might go back to
They love
Birmingham
him.
on loan
Yeah.
or something at
No,
some
for his
point.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go-
obviously.
yeah.
Takes back the number 22 shirt. It's just
Yeah,
cool.
Oh, that would be the best thing ever.
He's already
Sport.
said
that
that.
would-
He said he won't play for another English club, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Does
He
that said that?
Yeah, he said he won't play for another
Thing
English
is,
club.
That's some
he's
fair
joined Real
play.
at such a good point because they fully are going to go for another Galactico series. So
Oh.
it's kind of a case of like.
Well, that team's more than
They already
capable.
are.
Yeah.
Look at the Galacticos have got
No,
in there
no,
now.
exactly.
Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde, Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo. You know,
Joselu.
Militao.
It's
Rudiger's pretty good.
Ridiculous.
Courtois.
Rudiger's very good.
I
Yeah,
just
I mean
don't want him to come
age-wise.
back to England
Yeah.
because
I don't wanna ruin it, do
there'll
ya?
be some way that
Brahim Diaz.
the English
Fran
press
Garcia.
to-
You don't want to ruin it, do you?
Who else have they got? They've got a lot of youngsters.
That
like
Fresnez
Hendrick.
on loan, I think. Right, we can, yeah, Hendrick.
Hendrick, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it's a
Hendrick's
joke.
already in the Brazil team.
Yeah, it's a joke.
17.
And Bellingham's older than me, so I can still make a World Cup score. It's going to be fine. That's all right.
Is he old?
He's older than me. by
I'm
3
older than
months.
Bellingham.
I'm older than Bellingham.
I think
Yeah.
I am
You
just
are,
older
I
than
think.
Bellingham.
Is he April, May? I think.
I think
I thought it
2003.
was March.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
3 months older. No, 3 months.
I'm
older
this
than him.
month. Ooh,
Yeah, I'm this month as well. So
sick.
right, we'll move on. Firstly we've mentioned it, but we'll go back to Monday night.
Yeah, should do some-
Unbelievable
versus Chelsea.
football.
Yeah.
Great game of football.
I loved
It's what you live for.
Uh,
It's what you pay Sky for.
That's what you
I'd have
pay
watched
for.
it. I'd have watched it all night.
Yeah.
That is Barclays, yeah. Unbelievable.
You could have genuinely watched that all night long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want it to end.
No.
Yeah,
Did not want it to
literally
end.
didn't It's so fun. It flew by.
That first half was the best thing I've ever seen.
The only person
ever.
that wanted it to end was the referee in the first half when he stopped it a
Don't
minute
blame
early.
Yeah.
I
He's
don't
just like,
blame
I've had
him.
enough.
I don't blame
I
him.
was
though.
like, I've had enough. I'm going.
He lost
it needs
control of it a
overtime
little
debrief.
bit.
No, but
towards the end.
he refed it
I don't
really well in the
think
second half.
he lost control
really
of
well.
Yeah, Fez.
The issue is now refs
did a great job.
refs are using. Me and Legs were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Using VAR as a walking stick,
It's
basically.
crutch. It's crutch.
Yeah.
They're all relying on it.
The
100%.
game was lost because he's used VAR as a crutch, but that's what they've now been instructed to
Yeah.
almost do.
He wanted them to make a decision.
I think
for
on
him.
field he done very well.
Yeah, what do you think about the decisions then? Like all the red cards, the offsides.
Dogi, start off with that one.
Adogi,
Yeah,
I said this
red.
to Legs.
One.
I said
Oh, it
to
should have been
Legs
red the
earlier.
first one.
The double foot.
I said to
on
Legs earlier.
Sterling?
Without VAR, the ref sends him straight off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been careful, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the refs gave him a yellow, and then
Probably
said,
knowing he's
said to VAR, "You make this decision." However,
Yeah.
they've forgot VAR can't make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
VAR's there to check an error, and there's not enough error because he's made contact minimal.
Yeah.
just dangerous,
It's just
Yeah.
the action of it. innit?
reckless,
Yeah.
and
I think when I first watched it, I'm quite hard line with like tackles and stuff. But now I've rewatched it. It probably wasn't red.
And no one's actually watched it really back in full speed.
Yeah. See, this is
As
some
soon as it
smacked
happened,
him.
we've not watched it back except for when it was live in full speed. When you watch it full speed,
It's bad.
it's really bad.
He could have broken his leg
It's the issue
easily.
with football now, and especially I say issue with football. issue with VAR is everything's done in slow motion where you can
I hate that.
And it,
so
but
much
the thing is,
worse.
slow motion, it goes both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
makes
does.
it look worse or better.
Yeah.
Like that Adogi one slowed down.
I also hate
better,
when they
I
like
think.
take pictures of it as well. It's like for the
Yeah.
Rashford one last night, they just had a picture of him
This is
stamped.
where his leg was for
Yeah.
half a millisecond.
Yeah, so it has to be a red card.
You
It's a
can't
joke.
like judge something in slow speed because you can make it look so much
Balls,
worse.
man.
And
With
you don't
Adogi's,
take the
you've got-
context of it.
You've got
Handball's bad for
Sterling, who's probably already up to 15. He's getting up to a decent amount of speed,
Yeah.
and Adogi's just as quick coming the other way. You've got a 25-mile-per-hour collision
Yeah, it's
with 2 feet stuck
two
up.
two lads, just like two lads with no protection
Like
really.
it was dangerous, and
To go
oh,
2-footed is
yeah.
really,
That's
really
the thing,
bold.
innit? Yeah.
It's just
And it was
naivety.
too-
If he didn't jump down and go
Naivety.
2-4 and
He
he
just-
had one
Lack of
leg out-
experience
I think-
again.
Yeah, it was
He-
rash. Same
he-
with his second yellow.
Yeah,
we'll get onto
he
that.
panicked. He just
Yeah.
he's like, I can't win this conventionally slide
experienced, isn't he?
tackling,
Yeah.
and then just went.
He has a
"Oh,
world at
panic,
his feet. Like he
jumped."
has.
He just went,
Yeah.
shit,
It's-
get away.
it-
Yeah.
the occasion of it all, like, the crowd were proper up for it. There's some
Oh,
challenges already
definitely,
flying in,
yeah, 100%.
and he just took that on and went a bit too far.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on to sidetrack into the Romero one. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Just took it too far.
I think, for me, the Romero one, me and Mason were having this conversation on the tram. I feel for him a little bit because he is Romero and he's stupid. This season, not so much. I think. To be fair to
Yeah,
him,
I said it last week. I went, he's really
Yeah.
calmed down
Ange's
his
done
act
really,
and took a
really
leadership
well
role.
calming him down.
Yeah.
And then in the biggest game where he's probably going to get a card or something,
he does
he
that.
he goes back to Romero.
But the thing is, mate, I think
I quite like it though.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I'll say this now. I feel sorry for him, right? Because given the way the balls sort of fell in the box, in a split second, his mind's gone. I need to get away
Clear
with
it, yeah.
because he's going to shoot. So, given where his body was, the only choice he had was to go down like that. I don't think he went in nastily to. 'cause he got the
No.
ball.
Well, it's like again linking to the
He
Rashford
gets
one.
ball falls through.
Rashford hasn't meant to do that.
No, it's like
But
that
he's-
Marcelo one
he's
where
done it.
he's just stepped to the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's
It
one
is
of
a
them where
red.
it's
It
like-
has to be a red because if it isn't given as red, then
But there's no
consistency
other,
of it.
The point I'm making is there's no other way he could have gone for the ball. because
No, there
the way
isn't.
The ball was.
Yeah.
it was just
Right.
unlucky how he
In a
landed.
I would say to Mason, in a split second, he has to go for the ball. He hasn't got time to try and arc his foot round, so his studs aren't showing. He can't think, I'm going to get under this, because that's not just what his body's position. It was like under him, wasn't it,
Yeah.
almost? And I feel sorry. It probably was a red, because his studs were up, and that's just how it is nowadays.
Yeah.
He's unlucky to play in this era of football, isn't it? If he was born
Literally,
like 10
yeah.
years earlier,
Yeah.
Should be best
he'd-
centre back of
he'd
all
have been an
time.
absolute
Yeah,
hound.
I mean, I think. Well, he was naive kicking out in the first place.
I
20
don't
minutes
think that was
earlier.
I don't think that was
There
red.
wasn't enough.
He just,
It's-
he
it's-
just toes the line too much, doesn't he? Like he's one
Yeah,
of the players
that's
that you love
and
for
I
doing
think
it.
that if the refs had any doubt of whether his other one was a red, which I don't think
Yeah,
they would have anyway,
that's nailed it,
it's nailed on then because
Yeah.
somehow the kick out's a booking.
It's not a red, though.
I don't think it's
There's no
red. I
danger
said
in
this
it.
earlier. I
You
said
see- you see
It's
him
a
go
harsh
for
red if it
No
is.
studs and no
yeah.
motion, really.
But
just
They happen all over the pitch.
Yeah, they do happen all over
The
pitch.
fact
He knows
fact
it's
he
him.
Yeah.
fact he walked away without a booking after it being checked.
Well,
I
because they
think,
could only give a red card. They
no,
couldn't. They
if you
couldn't.
check it, if you do a red card,
You can't check for a yellow.
No, you can't give a yellow if you
Can't
check for a
give a
red.
yellow.
I think
If you check for a red and you don't give the red, you can't then
give
give him a yellow.
anything.
Yeah, you can't do it.
No.
No,
I
you
don't
can't.
think so. We might
See,
be
but
wrong
then-
there.
then
We
again,
might be
I
wrong.
don't think
thought
so.
you could if the ref's not seen the tackle.
No,
at
but
all.
VAR can go. They can't say it's yellow.
You're
You can
checking for
maybe
a red.
you can maybe still give him a yellow.
You're not checking for a foul. You're
No, but
checking
he
for a
can't.
red.
He can't give a yellow himself because he's not seen the
No, you
offence.
can change cards, I swear, because didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't give a
No,
card
but
in
you-
the first
Did you
place.
not?
If you
No,
don't
'cause
give
he's
a
not
card
seen
and
it.
they check for a red,
Oh.
you can't then give him a yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Which
just
is why
nothing.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think we're right.
I think we're
the
right.
same reason did
Stupid rule, but
Grimares not get a yellow for that elbow.
I don't know what you get. He
Well, no,
there was
should've got
so
red for that,
many.
that's different.
Yeah.
He should. He got.
Well, yeah, but that's
so
because
many. I
the
can't
ref
remember.
didn't see it.
No, but they check
Which
for what
elbow?
I'm saying is, mate, you
Yeah.
check for a red.
Yeah,
You
and
should
they didn't give a yellow.
But why would give a yellow for not giving a red? Because he's not giving anything. He didn't see any.
Bruno should have
Yeah,
been sent
I know.
off. He should
Yeah,
have
that's
been
what-
sent off
yeah,
two
we all
yellows
know.
though.
It's the same thing where Bruno got no card because they didn't give a red.
It should have been 2 yellows, probably not a red.
I don't get what you mean. It's different.
The thing is with VAR as
Why
well.
would it should have been a red.
Which one?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Which
They-
not
they-
the
they-
push.
They
There was
checked for-
about
That's
three
probably
that he
yellow,
did, though.
isn't it?
There's
The
about-
elbow was a red.
They
The-
checked
which
for a red card.
which one? There was
The one
so
where
many.
He's just running behind him and just elbows him like that and just runs past him when the ball's not even near him.
Questionable, innit?
Not the one where he goes like stand up after.
No, no,
Is that a
That's
different
the
one?
push. That's just an like a
It's-
push
yeah.
in the back,
is it-
isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it on
Yeah,
early
that was
or
back.
on right?
No,
Where
no,
he
it was
runs over?
Jorginho.
And just elbows.
Jorginho.
They were all on
Yeah,
Jorginho.
they were.
All of them.
Jorginho would obviously wound him up, hadn't he?
I think this
Probably,
debate
yeah.
though, it lessens down anyway if VAR has like he's completely knowledgeable, because the thing is, there's so many gaps and so many inconsistencies.
It's
with it.
so murky.
Oh,
and
it's
every
so
hard.
bad.
blurred.
There's so many blurred lines.
This
it's so
month's
bad.
this month's been its worst.
Yeah, it's like what Ange said after
Yeah.
the game, obviously not to move it on to the
We've
game,
just
but
got
it's-
to
you-
get to grips with that.
You know,
with how we've all grown up watching football, it's been officials and that's it. If there's a dodgy red card, you live with it, but it's then kind of a case of it's just a referee, whereas you're going through VAR as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of then a case of it looks so much worse, because if VAR misses it, then it's like, well, what hope have we got?
So
And the issue you've got now is it has to stay.
yeah, so if
Nah,
you,
they've done it. Yeah.
Football,
If you had
football
an
can't
opinion,
go back
though,
without it.
I
if
think it could.
it can't, it
I
can't.
think
When
it
you
could
lap, you miss
temporarily.
half of.
It can't, because then you get too much scrutiny the other way, saying if we still have VAR, you'd see it, and then we've not lost 3 points now.
Yeah, because what
Yeah,
if
true.
that Guimaraes thing was off a ball, Romero thing off a ball? You don't. The referee
Yeah.
hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's why VAR should be there. I know they made the wrong
I
decision.
was
by
about
not
to
sending it
ask,
off.
would you keep VAR now? If it was up to you, would you
I
get
don't
rid of
think
it
you
now?
can get rid of it
No, you
can
can't
No.
get rid of it.
They've
No,
done it now.
I think
No,
that's
yeah.
all
I'd-
temporarily.
But no,
It'd
right,
have
so
to be
say-
like 6 months or something, or maybe 18 at a push.
Say
but-
you go back to the decision to implement it into football or into the Premier League for the first time, would you, with the knowledge you have, get rid of it or not?
The thing is with VAR,
No,
mate,
keep-
I'd push it back.
I'd keep it. The thing that needs to
It's just very
change is the
referees on
way
it
the
first,
way.
before-
Yeah, it's just feel like they shoved it on him and then
The
just said,
thing-
right, there you
the
go,
th-
lads.
I don't know what league it was and where it was, but it was a whole VAR recording. You had the camera of the people in the VAR room, like their whole talking,
Is it
and the way they
Australia?
use.
'Cause they have loads.
No, it wasn't Australia. It was a European country.
I've heard Italy in like some
It
random
might have been
division did
Italy.
it.
It might have been Italy.
I'm not sure where it was, but the way they did it was so perfect. They checked it quick.
Yeah. It's
But
Champions
Well, it's a
officially-
World Cup, wasn't it? Everyone saw it at the World Cup and was like, oh
Mate,
yeah, this
so
could be
good at
I
sick.
World
don't mind the
Champ-
speed as long as they
Champions
come to the
League.
right decision.
Yeah.
No, but like, for example,
Sometimes takes a piss.
4 minutes. Who was it that took 4 minutes the other week? Was it
Us.
City Chelsea?
Does it for us?
Chelsea.
However,
For Newcastle,
for
also it
that-
took 5 minutes.
It
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah,
They had-
because there's
they had
4
three,
different checks
four
in
things
one
to
goal.
check, which is it's unfortunate, but
That was
you've got to check
rarity,
it.
wasn't it? To be fair,
Yeah, it
Thing
is.
is,
Yeah, out of play, foul, offside.
Yeah.
all in
Champions
one.
League and Serie A do it perfectly.
And handball.
It's an automated system. It's literally a
Oh,
case of,
yeah.
like, for example, offsides.
Yeah.
Your kneecap is offside.
Yeah,
They
so-
literally have automated. It's done.
We watched the
30
Bayern
seconds.
game last night,
It's
and
automated.
within 20 seconds, you had an image on your screen.
Showing where it's
You had a
Yes, I know.
you had a
Yeah, that's
AI
cool image.
generated image of the two players that
Yeah.
were involved. The last defender.
And they put like a mirror
And
up,
the
don't
attacker-
they?
It's a sure thing. It's
They've
seamless.
got a mirror block, and you can
brilliant.
see why he's offside or onside.
It's brilliant.
And you're not going to have any. We're not going to
can't
be
mix
scrutinising
Yeah.
it for
Yeah.
saying,
Can't be no
oh, well, he's put the
scriptures,
line in the wrong place. 'cause they
Another
can't.
one in the Spurs Chelsea game. Eric Dyer scored when it was like 2-1 or something to make it 2-2, like just after he scored.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think everyone watching was like, yeah, he's offside. But then they showed this awful angle, like behind the goal, kind of, and it was like,
Yeah.
he looks onside now because that's the only angle they had
draw the
somehow.
line from not a straight angle.
Yeah,
It's
and
fascinating.
there was
'Cause
one
they
where it was
don't
like
have
that.
them,
It was like I think it was United Fulham game. The
Yeah.
line was like on an angle. It's like, well, that isn't.
Arsenal
That is
Newcastle last week. Your goal. That was
I haven't
so-
seen the lines or anything.
Not the lines, just the way that it worked.
Well, they didn't have
a
conclusive
definitive
evidence to see if it
angle.
went
Yeah.
out. They had 82 cameras.
Not that one. The actual goal itself, for the push or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That took so long to decide.
They didn't-
Oh, it took ages.
In the ground, it was no one knew what was going on because
And
it
I
just kept
think-
flicking over the screen.
And I
like what they
think
was
they
checking.
got conscious of how long it was taking.
Yeah.
And had to give it.
We'll give a goal then.
But that's
Yeah.
because they didn't have enough evidence. They can't disallow a goal because you don't have the evidence. You have to just go with
I
the on-field decision.
Personally,
You have to go with the on-field decision though. If he
Personally-
disallowed
Not
it,
getting into this, mate, because you think
well,
it
no,
was
personally,
paid,
the
yeah.
evidence is there that there's a clear push in Gabriel's back.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but then equally,
There is. If you've got
No,
two
Gab-
arms extended, Gabriel he's disabled.
yeah, but Gabriel
You can't-
also
you can't- you
is
know
already
what
on
I'm
his way
saying?
down. He's already on his way.
No,
He's trying to
no,
flick
no,
it
yeah,
backwards, and he's going
yeah,
like
but-
that.
yeah,
and
but if you-
Joel
yeah.
Joelinton's just there. He's not going like that. He's just got his hands there.
Exactly. Gabriel to defend. What are you two doing? Gabriel to defend that goal has to move his body forward to then head it away.
He could have headed it over the bar. He could have headed it into the box. He didn't have to do that.
He's
He
a yard
didn't.
from his goal. It's tough to head it over his.
I think he was
bar.
weak. It wasn't a foul. I don't think. It was very harsh. If it was
I
given.
think I was in
It's
your
a foul.
camp firmly until I watched the Inter game the other day.
Yeah.
And the Di Lorenzo. Sorry, not Di Lorenzo. It was.
Yeah, it was Di Lorenzo
Sorry,
headed
Napoli
it.
game, yeah, Di Lorenzo.
Di Lorenzo and
He jumped on Jeremy Roussillon, didn't he? And just his hands were
Yeah.
there. He couldn't move. And
if you
so
play
he couldn't win a
football
header.
and you have somebody jump on your shoulders or
You
have
can't
two
move.
arms in your back, you
I
can't
think that
do
was a
anything.
bit different because Gabriel was already going forward
Yeah,
before the
that's-
ball even came in.
He was, but he had two hands on him.
He's got two hands on.
And
Where's
then,
he supposed to put them though? He can't just like
You
he
jump
can't like if he's not
He jumped
putting
into
them.
him, John.
You don't use him as a
That's the
climbing
ball
frame.
is though. It's like what do you
but he
expect him
jumped
to
through a
do?
player.
I
I don't think he did though. I think he
like
just
this, though.
missed
You
it.
can go on about that one all day because then, from a Newcastle perspective or from an attacking perspective, he's gone forward to try and lift the ball.
He's tried to go like that, and Joel Linton's just gone with him.
Your perspective as well. Then you've got his hands are on his back, so it's a really.
I
grey
understand your
area,
point. I understand it.
Which is why then you've kind of got to be
It's
consistent
unbelievably
because that's 3 yards back. That's a foul.
If that's
on
not in the
defender.
box, it's a
No,
foul
not
for
in the
pushing him in the
box.
box.
Not in the box.
It's
It's
well, yes.
anywhere on
If
the
it's
pitch.
behind
that's
the
anyone-
6-yard
yeah.
line,
But that's
then
always
it's
been
not
the
a
case,
goal,
hasn't
it's
it?
for a penalty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't make it fine.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
like,
But like to
it's
say
fully a foul
that is
against
always
the
fair.
defensive player.
I mean, and did the ball hit Joe Linton's hand? I think it did. It hit his
Again,
arm.
there wasn't enough evidence, so you can't say anything.
There was,
Even if it
there was
did,
evidence that it hit his arm.
again, but what I don't know. I
As
don't
soon
know. I
as-
literally,
I
it was
think
such a weird
As
goal.
soon as the ball hits someone's arm in the box and then rolls to another attacking player and he scores.
Like, I barely see.
But
I've only ever
it's-
seen pictures of the goal back, like the angles.
The
that people
point I
looking
made
at.
to Legs earlier as well about the ball going out is why do TV companies like BN Sport, which came out an hour after the game, have the technology to
See where the
definitively
ball
say
was, yeah.
the
Because
ball's in the pitch?
Yeah, but VAR don't.
But VAR doesn't.
But VAR should have every single possible availability, shouldn't they?
It's just.
It's,
I didn't
it's
realise
on
how
the-
close it was.
It's on the
from going
same.
out.
It's on the same line as goal line technology. Why not
Yeah, that's
extend
not
it?
how it works.
But it
Do you
should
know
be
how-
though.
do you know
Well,
I know
no,
how.
it
Well, it's got
works?
sensors in the posts and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I know that.
One.
What?
It was the touchdown, wasn't it? It wasn't the
No.
byline.
Yeah,
It weren't. It was the byline.
It was
Oh,
byline,
right.
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, because Willock only just
Yeah.
was it?
I was literally.
Goal
I
line
couldn't be
technology
further
works
away
with
from it. I thought it was in.
sensors and cameras all around the ground.
Yeah.
So they've got cameras at the top of the ground
You
in line
have
with
to
that
have like
thing.
a ring around the pitch, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's just.
Like an 8-foot ring around the pitch
Yeah.
that could monitor
You
whether the
never-
ball.
Or
was
another official just to stand there.
Yeah.
We had them, but even then, to the naked eye, he's not going to be able to tell.
Oh,
that
we
is.
used to have 4 officials
No,
behind
it
the
makes
goal.
it
We don't
easier.
anymore, do we? I don't know if that's stopped.
It's the issue.
They
with
realised it was
officiating, innit? It's
It wouldn't have been. against
But yeah, it
Newcastle.
wouldn't. But
That's the thing. It's useless until it is
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
It's just officiating in this country
So
just
bad.
for so long.
So good.
You've
I
just
think-
got an acceptance of it. 'Cause I mean, Prem officials are devious at a push, and then the further you go down, the worse they get. Like,
Hasn't Anthony Taylor been like he got demoted
He got
to
demoted for a
championship
game.
he
game,
was the championship, and now he's
pulled off a shocker against
Referees that
Coventry,
are referees
Yeah.
that are terrible just get moved on to another league. Yeah, you can
and then he's got Chelsea Man City at the weekend.
It's mad.
No, then he's got and he got a really big game in Europe as well. Like, a few weeks ago.
Probably.
Andy Tay was England's UEFA representative.
Yeah, and he got
Yeah.
demoted to the championship for 1 week because he messed up for Wolves, which also wasn't a penalty for us.
Yeah, well, that was big.
That was a really bad decision.
Yeah, it just-
So he went down to
I don't
championship
think-
and gave
I
a
don't
penalty for nothing.
demoting referees helps them.
They still get paid.
Well, it's not
They
anyone,
still get
does
paid.
it?
Just
makes
suspend
it
them.
worse, just to give them a
Oh,
week
just
off,
draft
give
them all
2
in
weeks
from
off or something.
Australia.
Well, even then, he's
Get
not
Gareth
that.
Bale
That
going.
Jared Gillett's not good either.
He can't control the game,
No,
save his
he's
life.
not
They're all
good
terrible.
either.
No, but
I'm not, and we're not. No one's going to sit here and think we call it. He's saying they've got an easy job because they've not.
No, they're not.
They haven't, but they are doing a pretty bad job.
Yeah.
It is tough, and
No,
you
we
feel
don't
bad
have
for him
to-
at points.
No,
Huh?
no, I don't
Tom
feel bad
Hamlet.
for
Oh,
them.
I'd love
They
it,
do
mate.
an abhorrent job, Mason.
It's
They do a really
Look
bad
at
job.
Luis Diaz one. That's abhorrent. I know we're going
Luis
back to
Diaz.
that.
Which one?
Sorry, but yeah, Luis Diaz one against
Yeah.
Liverpool, where his goal got disallowed because they got the
Oh
wrong.
yeah.
They-
Oh,
They
sorry.
thought-
Yeah, I
they-
thought
they
I was
thought
thinking
the
about his
goal
goal.
was
It's Luton. Yeah, sorry.
They thought the goal was given.
That is still the video recording from that though.
Yeah, on-field decision correct. Yeah,
And he's like,
good process, lads.
oh, it's so funny when they say good process.
It's
Scored.
just-
Great.
Great process.
Great
You've got
process.
you've got too much there that it just keeps going wrong. So it's kind of a case of, well, how do you sort it? Do you send English referees to another country, bring other countries officials,
No.
or something like that?
No.
You
You just
let
got-
the managers officiate, don't you?
it's just,
Well, the new
let someone's dad do
campaign.
it.
UEFA have got a new campaign called like Be Referee.
Yeah, which
Yeah, who'd want to do that?
I'm
No
not,
one.
I'm not being funny, right? But
That's what my dissertation's on.
I'm not watching the Champions League going, oh, it says be a referee on shit on ref's back.
I'll
Like,
be a ref.
you know what?
Oh, pick
Sign me
me.
up. It's
I'm
not
going to write
good.
this down for my dissertation. This is all very helpful.
Cheers, mate.
But-
reference 4 Up podcast.
Yeah, 4
Reference
podcast.
Ben
Ben, 50 minutes in.
This is, by the way, referee number 7 on my midfield list now. Referee has gone right up in my respect.
God.
Terrible.
It has. It is awful.
Um,
League.
I don't know, where are we now?
Champions
We've gone
League.
on that much of a tangent again.
Well, just goes to Champions League.
Champions League, yeah, that happened this
Champions
week.
League happened.
Uh,
Some goals.
United lost.
The game week this week was so poor. There wasn't a single good
we
game.
talk about
Yeah, talk about
I-
United.
Like
think
Rashford,
that,
sending off, no sending off.
Harsh, but it is.
It's a red.
I think
It's another one where I'm guessing. So the way I didn't see the game, I was watching
Yeah,
the end
go
of the
on.
game, so I'm dead edgy.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I know. But the way that my housemate described it to me was it's a case of where slow motion's done it
Yeah.
a huge,
Yeah.
not disgrace, but it's done it.
I think the reason he has to go is because of how far away his foot goes from his body. He puts his foot so far away.
Just trying to guard the ball.
he
Yeah,
tried
It's
to get round
unlucky.
the ball. That's what
Yeah, he has, but
It's unlucky.
as
it's
soon as
so
that,
contextual, isn't it?
yeah, as soon as that leg's there before his, he's
Yeah.
he's struggling. Unfortunately,
It's a shame.
I think given
Yeah.
all
It's
the ones
just
that
like-
do get given, you have to give.
it's
back.
almost like a late tackle. It's just like
I don't think it's anything
well,
like a late tackle.
it is because
It's a late tackle going over intent. He wasn't intending to
no,
even go near the defender.
Well-
He was just getting in front of him.
yeah, but that's the thing. He's late to the fact where that player's got around him before he can plant that leg, sort of
I
thing.
don't think it's anything like a
No,
late
I don't know. I'm trying to explain it in a way, but you know what I'm saying.
I can't. I think I can sort of understand where you're coming from, but I
Yeah.
don't think you're saying it right.
Well,
Yeah.
there's vigour
Not
and
saying it that
purpose in
way.
a late tackle.
Yeah.
There's no-
I think.
No, not
I think
a
what it
late
means-
tackle where he's intent, just
I'm
a
not saying
genuinely
that,
late
but
tackle
you're
where he's
intending to
probably
tackle in
just a
late
bit
tackle.
slow. Yeah,
Yeah, but Rashford had the ball.
No, but so Rashford's intending to guard the ball, but he's got late to guarding it. So the guy's got round, so he's
Yeah,
caught his
he's
leg.
been-
That's
he's
what he
been-
means.
He didn't explain that very well.
yeah. I didn't explain it very well. That's
It's not like you, mate.
I know, but yeah,
It's,
it's a red card for me. There was penalties.
Yeah,
in
if you
that game
don't give
weren't
that,
penalties, and
Again, consistency will be gone. So
Is-
you need to.
have any teams qualified after this week? I know Inter
Bayern-
and Sociedad have gone through.
Bayern,
Real
Inter,
Madrid,
City.
City.
I think that's it. There's no one from our group.
No one from your group.
Your group's now really
It's,
interesting.
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, we fucked it, but yeah,
What are you? How many points are you on? 3.
four.
Can't believe
Milan
Dortmund
are
are
on-
top of that group.
Milan
Oh,
are
sorry,
four.
it's United that are on 3 and then the other teams are on 4.
Yeah.
Our group's very similar. To fair, United's and ours.
Yeah.
I think yours goes 4, 5, 6, 7, doesn't it?
5,
6.
Are you 3rd or 4th?
4th, but we've got right. So
Dortmund are on 7.
we
'cause
can't
they've-
afford to lose another game. If Dortmund win the next game, they're through because they've got.
Dort-
They beat
yeah.
Milan. They beat.
Yeah.
Dortmund
beat
are on
us.
7 because they've beat Newcastle twice and drew against AC.
Wait, so
PSG are on 6.
I've got up here. So
PSG have
Where's it got
beaten.
up?
I've got up. So Group A is Bayern on 12.
Yeah, PSG are on 6. They beat you and AC once.
United
Didn't beat
3.
us, you dick.
Yeah.
We
No, they beat
smashed it.
they beat Dortmund. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Where is it?
Just tell us.
Dortmund 7, PSG 6, Milan 5, Newcastle 4.
Yeah, got it right.
So we need to not lose again.
Yeah.
You pretty much need 4 points, I think. from
Yeah.
next.
Draw
So
at
you've
PSG, beat
You've
Milan at
got
home.
part of France and then a game against Milan.
Yeah,
St.
no
James's.
points against PSG and it's.
That Milan game will just be whoever wins gets Europa League,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Sounds like.
I don't
it.
think it will.
And
If
I
PSG
think
beat you,
PSG
then
slipping
I
over.
think
we won't
both
get
of you-
Champions League. We won't go through now.
Who's
but
PSG got in the next game?
PSG have Dortmund.
Dortmund away.
Dortmund.
That's tough. That.
Yeah.
Dortmund are a good side.
Well, no, they've got.
No, they've got us at
they've
home.
got
Sorry,
Oh.
Newcastle at home. And then
they've
Dortmund
won.
away.
It could be done then after next week.
Well, if Dortmund win, that's them through. If we lose to PSG, it's just us against Milan for.
You needed to have
Europe
beat Milan in
League.
the
Yeah.
first game.
If PSG and Dortmund win next
Well, we
week,
need
then
to
it's-
just not
well,
lose to
next
Dortmund both
game.
times.
Of course,
really.
yeah, but I think Dortmund.
The Milan
better
result
team
was
than
fine.
Yeah.
The Milan result was fine because our first game back in the Champions League, big like emotions, all that.
Yeah.
0-0 draw is a pretty good result. But then that Dortmund home game, we should have won. Like, if
Things
we're
with
beating
Milan-
PSG, we should be beating Dortmund. So
Things with Milan is everyone had written them off after.
I think it's
Before-
contextual
before-
though.
Yeah, I agree.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
The
Obviously
way-
it is contextual,
The
yeah.
way PSG played against you
yeah, no,
was
but
their own downfall.
but we went into the group. We went in before we even knew the group. Like we have to pretty much not lose a home game for one
The,
chance
the
of going
thing
through.
Dortmund did better than
So-
PSG is Dortmund
Set up well.
respected you.
Yeah, they,
PSG didn't.
Oh,
Dortmund played us
definitely,
yeah.
perfectly in
PSG, yeah.
both games. They were
PSG
brilliant.
didn't respect your
That's what PSG's
capabilities.
problem for years in Europe.
Yeah.
They played 4 strikers.
They're
at
naive,
St James's
yeah.
Park. Like I'm not being big-headed.
Exactly.
That's the most naive thing to ever do.
Well, it's playing
Dortmund
against anyone in
Dortmund set up
Champions
properly.
League.
Dortmund defended well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dortmund were
Yeah.
quite. Schlotterbeck is unbelievable.
Dortmund's just
by the
very
way.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Dortmund tactically. I don't
Fulkrug
watch enough of
wins
Dortmund
everything.
To go, oh, Dortmund are. X,
Edin's
Y,
great,
Z, but
great
they-
coach.
Brandt
They've
very
not got-
underrated.
they're
The match is good.
very probably they're at a point now where they've not got as much quality as they've had in recent years.
But they're still the same
But
unit.
they've got better because
Yeah, they're coached well.
tactically, yeah.
Terzic is great.
Makes sense.
Great
Great
coach.
They're nowhere near from a finished article either. I don't think. I mean, they got absolutely.
Adeyemi
built up.
Young
is-
players as well.
What?
I thought Adeyemi was one of them players that's like people just know because of FIFA and he's rapid.
he's
He's
got
unbelievable.
Daniel
He's
screaming
so
No,
good.
yeah, they're
Miles good.
obviously they got
Yeah,
brushed aside
different
by
players.
Bayern at the weekend,
Yeah.
embarrassingly.
Yeah. Well, it's
But-
Kane now, isn't it?
Well, the issue they had there as well is they showed Bayern too much respect. Then
Yeah, they should.
too much
Took game
respect.
to him, yeah.
They didn't press
Yeah.
them. They let Bayern walk up to their box, and that's the issue they had then.
That's the issue, yeah.
Whereas they didn't necessarily do that with you. They didn't let you walk up to their box, but they showed you that enough respect to not be naive
No,
and
when they
expose themselves.
took their chances brilliantly as well. Like
Oh, some great finishes.
Oh, yeah.
that Brandt one, the last goal,
That was really
unbelievable.
Mate, if you give Fulkrug a shot from there, he's not going to miss.
No,
it was
definitely.
absolutely idiotic. Trippier, by the way, in the Champions League is half the
Well,
player, isn't
for
the
that
Prem.
second
Yeah, I agree
goal,
with that.
for that second goal, he has to stop that counter attack.
Well, no, Trippier's the one who takes a free kick.
Takes a free kick.
Shocking free kick. Then Almiron
Yeah.
stands still at the edge of the box, lets him go. For the
I don't think it was
for the
Amrabat.
first one,
For that second one, Trippier's free kick lands short, but right near back of his feet, and
He's-
I don't know who it was. I think it was Adeyemi who played the ball long. Or
yeah, but
I mean, he
Almiron
plays
just
ball on.
lets Brandt go past him though. It's so
yeah,
poor.
Trippier lets Almiron. No, Trippier lets Adeyemi kick that ball out, and
Yeah.
he knows there's going to be an overload
It
back
was
there.
shocking
He
from
has to
Trippier.
foul him.
Yeah.
But then for the first one, Trippier decides to block the line instead of going to Fulkrug.
Yeah,
If he just goes to Fulkrug, he's got a much better chance of stopping the goal. But
yeah.
it was a pretty poor performance from
Sabitz's
our part.
involvement in
But
that first goal as well was really nice.
He was really
Yeah.
good.
He was
He is good, yeah.
really
Yeah.
nice.
He's been better for Dortmund, hasn't he?
Yeah.
yeah, but we're just not very good away from home in the Champions League. Apparently,
Anything else?
I think we've covered
First
everything.
world issues, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
It's been
But we've
decent
been going
effort
for an
around
hour,
the
so
Champions
that's
Yeah.
usually our
Anything
limit.
else to add?
About
Did,
Anything
did
bad?
Everton win at the
Fun
weekend?
facts about you.
that's for me.
I can't
Drew
remember.
to Brian.
Yeah, you did.
Good
good
result.
for Brighton.
Good result. Everton very good.
Who have you got at the weekend?
We've got Palace.
At home.
I don't know. Away, I think.
Yeah.
I think away, which is
Oh, interesting game.
interesting game because we're not very good against Palace. Other than
Feels like no one
previous
is though.
ball.
Like Palace is such a weird team, aren't
Solid,
they?
aren't
Yeah.
They win then lose.
Whenever we play,
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, I don't know.
which is fine.
Uh,
We're a bit
yeah.
like- I think that's where we'll end up. Just being all right, it's fine.
Oh, you'll be completely fine.
Yeah.
Finish
Oh,
like
yeah.
12th. I don't think we'll finish in the bottom 5 this season.
No, your team's too good. You're
Yeah.
too well run.
Too cohesive. I think
Yeah.
is the main thing.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Who have you got?
Yeah, what have you got?
Who-
You lost
who-
against Leeds. Talk
Yeah, we
about
did.
that? Quick talk about that.
I,
Anything to it? I didn't watch it.
Leeds were better.
I wanted to watch it.
I,
Leeds would-
I
Is it 1-0?
somehow
1-0, yeah.
expected it. I
Who
think
scored for Leeds? Rutter.
Right.
Yeah.
Judge
Crap
Watford.
goal.
40
Batter in the
minutes
league. Absolutely batter
Absolute-
it.
Get it, it's 40
Yeah.
million pounds.
Hey, they had a corner. They've won the corner. It's been saved at the near post, and it's literally fell to him 2 yards out. Well, my nana would have scored.
But not much between it other than that.
No, I think they were the best. They
Deserved it.
they played well.
Yeah, okay.
Nullified. They played exactly how you need to do against.
They
Leicester
played
this
against
year.
Leicester specifically, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, obviously we were unlucky. I think we were unlucky not to score.
Yeah.
On
Which is
some
fair enough.
occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, we got Middlesbrough away on Saturday, so that's another tough one.
Ooh, they started badly, but they got better, aren't they?
Yeah, they've not lost in,
Cardiff's
like,
a good
6.
coach.
But
Ryan Gray's coming for you.
we'll win again.
Yeah, probably will,
yeah.
Happy?
We'll bounce back.
Huddersfield?
Yeah, we didn't mention this. Ben's a Huddersfield
Yeah,
fan.
Ben's a
Oh, yeah,
He
Ben's
did
a
start
Huddersfield
talking about
fan.
Championship. That's why I said.
Devout.
So we started Kyle Ludlin on Saturday, and I
seen
got
that.
very, very nervous
Because
because
he's terrible.
he's an interesting boy.
He's
innit?
terrible.
He's no.
Just say.
so,
Just describe him quickly to anyone who doesn't know.
so
who
Kyle
Hudlin is.
Hudlin is the tallest striker in Britain, I believe.
Where was he
If
at?
not the-
Solihull Moors, was it?
Somewhere.
Yeah,
He
he
played
was
against, he
Solihull
played
Moors.
against Town
He's 6
in
foot
the playoff final.
7 or something like that.
8,
He's-
I think.
He's tall. He's a very tall
Giant.
boy.
Surely
Now,
Looks like Victor Webb
Freak.
in armour.
But the thing is being a tall player. What do you expect him to
Can
do?
he head the
Head
ball?
the ball.
No,
No, he can't.
The way that I got it described to me when we first signed him was he's much better technically than he is
Yeah,
with his head, which
aerially,
is
yeah.
so
How tall
dumb
is he?
for-
6 foot
Surely
nine.
I've seen a
Takes like-
Traore was.
Surely
He
it
was
takes
exactly the
like
same.
a couple minutes for his brain feet to respond to what
No,
his brain's
this is
doing.
the thing. Like he's actually quite good on the ball,
No,
but
he's not,
he's all right.
He shouldn't be any higher than League Two.
Probably not. No.
I mean, I'm not even
no,
just
but
saying
this
that.
is the issue. We sent Jordan Rhodes out on loan, who's got like 9 goals.
Where's he gone?
Blackpool.
Oh, of course.
We then got
What?
Danny Ward, who's
Yeah.
injured, I believe, something like that. We
Yeah.
got Kian Arrett. So we've just
Yeah.
got so much.
Is Danny Ward actually injured or is that?
No, I think he actually is.
He's
I think anyway.
Okay,
He hasn't
so
played in it.
What do you mean you think?
Who did you play at the weekend?
We played.
Oh,
Who did we play?
Oh, did you play? Yeah.
Who did we play?
Watford.
No.
Yeah, we did play
Play
Watford.
Watford?
We played Watford and we drew 0-0 and we had like 7
I
defenders.
saw your
on the
tweet,
pitch.
like 7 defenders.
Yeah.
7
We had-
defenders huddling up front,
Honestly,
1-0 incoming.
Vibes.
Yeah.
It was just 5s. We had 3 left backs, like 5 centre backs.
That's
It
hard.
was weird.
She'll die. She's dreaming.
But
Steve
then,
Bruce's
like,
dream.
us best players out injured for a while. Jack Rodona.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
a
Rodona, he's
player.
good. He got on
He's a
Wimbledon, didn't he?
player. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really, really good.
He's good.
But
Obviously, you're occupying the spot just above the relegation zone. Are
Yeah.
you safe or?
Who's in it? Rotherham and
it's
QPR?
Rotherham,
Rotherham,
QPR,
QPR.
Chef Wednesday. It is genuinely a
Check
case
when they're
of,
down.
If it's 3 worst teams, in it.
yeah, it is. Unless we invest in
Yeah.
January, which I think we will do. The
Yeah.
only reason why I don't think we invested this summer was because we just got taken over. And we
Yeah,
weren't going to
yeah,
have
that's
been
right.
unless.
Yeah.
It's a really weird one. It's any other season I think we'd be in the relegation
God,
zone
it's-
by some distance.
It's
already.
like Prem season, isn't it, relatively? Because it's
Yeah.
3 terrible teams
Yeah.
that come up.
I mean,
It's just it's
yeah.
a really difficult one to call that bottom one because the thing
Rotherham
is,
will get points at home,
yeah, I think we
and they
will.
did against Ipswich.
I
you'll
don't
win-
think we're a
you'll win
bad.
the odd
I don't think
game,
we're a
yeah.
bad side.
You'll win a few
We
at
just
home.
we just don't have the quality to do
No,
what we
you
need
don't.
to do. So it's just
You've got a very poor team, but there's a lot
one
of
of
poor
them.
teams, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there's some really bad teams in the
Yeah,
championship.
agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
And this has been the strongest League One set of teams that have come up in a long time too.
Yeah.
More Ipswich.
Except
also.
for Sheffield Wednesday.
Plymouth,
Plymouth,
yeah.
Except for
Who's the
Sheffield
other
Wednesday.
one? Sheffield
Um,
Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday, yeah.
They're
very
awful, man.
Yeah. But Ipswich and Plymouth.
Awful.
Ipswich will probably go up.
Ipswich.
I hope they
Do you reckon
do.
Ipswich will go up?
I don't.
I think Leeds will-
still
Leeds and-
think Leeds will pip them to that
I
automatic
think
Yeah.
it'll go right. I think you're looking. It'll be like match week 40 when
It's
you'll know.
decided,
one.
Yeah.
Ipswich have still got that naively. You've seen it on. They played their rearranged
Oh,
postponed
Rotherham.
game at
Yeah.
Rotherham on Tuesday
Drew, didn't they?
and scored an 87th minute winner and then conceded 2 minutes later. It's that little bit. They've got young squad, so
Yeah.
I like it.
that
though.
naivety they've not
They've got a
shown.
very
a
nice-
lot.
they've got a
Yeah,
nice
team.
I do like it as well.
They're
They
really,
will,
really well
but yeah.
coached team. Kieran McKenna's a great
Kevin
coach.
has
They
unbelievable
are
If they
chance.
don't go up, he'll 100% get a job.
Same
in
with
the Prem.
I think
Schumacher
Keeper
as
take up
well.
next year.
Schumacher's a
you
really
think?
good manager.
Steven Schumacher's a brilliant coach.
I think
Yeah.
they might start to stall very soon. I think.
Which is
That's
no
fine.
Yeah,
disrespect.
which is
It's
fine,
like-
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
with
There's
Sunderland,
no
isn't it?
expectation on him, is there? Which is cool.
Burnley last year, who were widely regarded as one of the best ever championship teams, were on 25
Yeah.
points at this time.
Yeah.
We're on.
Burnley started a bit
We're on.
sluggish,
We're on
weren't they?
36.
Yeah, marginally.
Ipswich are on 33.
The teams in the Premier usually don't start.
Ipswich have had the
brilliantly, yeah.
second ever best start to a championship season,
Yeah, it's-
bar Leicester
And they
this
play
season.
nice football, which is
Yeah, which is
brilliant.
always
Yeah.
It's good viewing. So, yeah.
It's-
yeah.
The thing is they're in that same bracket as Sunderland, where they're a big-ish club.
Yeah, yeah, of course
where
they are, yeah.
they've gone down this, that, the other. They just need a thing, and they're doing it right. The only thing is with Sunderland is they've obviously had a bit more financial power to
The scum.
do whatever.
We'll see. It's a long season,
It's a-
championship.
it's a
Very
very
long
long
season.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Newcastle,
win.
quickly. Who you got the
Bournemouth
weekend?
away, not that bothered. If we don't win, oh well. If we do, nice one.
Football fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
How Grimsby?
If you must
That's just
know,
football.
my friend, I'm at home this weekend. I'm watching Town against Morecambe on Saturday and
Very nice.
the replay against Slough on Tuesday, so I'll enjoy that.
God.
We're on a hunt for a new manager.
Are you going to get that Northern Irish guy? And then he said no.
Well,
How long's it going to
you
take?
can take that however you want.
That's why Joe Cake's on back of that.
Yeah. What's that?
How long do you reckon it will take to get
To
a
get
new
your
manager
gaffer
in?
in?
Yeah,
I reckon
because
by
obviously Bradford struggled.
Bradford struggled, but they
They took 4.5
had
weeks.
someone lined up and then it
That's
fell,
so
then it fell
bad.
down.
It was Danny Cowley, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Cowley that
Lovely bloke,
fell.
Danny Cowley.
So they did have it. So it's again, it still took
Yeah.
a while, but
Yeah.
I think we'll probably play these 2 games with Ben Davies, Sean Pearson interim, and then by next Saturday I think we'll have.
Who you
some
linked
more.
with? Was it only that Northern Irish guy? Though?
Healy, yeah. Who else was
Mark
linked with?
Hughes.
No.
Do you want a funny story? Actually, it's Macclesfield Town of the 7th Division English football 3 weeks ago offered Wilder and Mark Hughes the job of their manager,
Don't surprise me. Now. They've got
Chris
got
Wilder.
they've
Chris
got
Wilder
So much money.
and
So much money.
Yeah,
Mark Hughes
they've got loads
to
go.
manage. Obviously, both of them said no,
Obviously.
so they got Phil Bardsley in as a head coach instead.
They're as well off as like League Two
Yeah.
clubs. They'll have more money than like Sutton.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they
but
will.
that is the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
why Tom Barnes went
fact
there.
of the week.
Sutton and Barrows.
You've got
for that.
somewhat pull of
beating Macclesfield.
And Robbie,
Yeah, like, oh, look, we're
Robbie
coming
Savage
back.
has now
What's-
took a
what's his
full
name?
step
Robbie
away.
Savage.
Yeah, that's the one.
He's taken
not
a step.
legend.
Yeah.
He's
Not a good
now
guy.
he's now
Joke.
apparently because it got toxic there probably a month ago because he was there was a point where he came storming down onto the touchline to argue
Robbie
with his,
Savage.
argue with the ex-manager and the ref.
Well,
and
he
stuff
got
like
banned
that.
from like the touchline, so he went and sat in the away end at one ground.
Yeah, because he went on the pitch after the game. He's not even in the coaching staff, so he shouldn't be down there anyway. And he went on the pitch and went at the
It's
ref.
just he was on
He's
commentary
now-
for the United game last
Now
night. as well.
now they've took obviously all the new. They've got a new overhaul of coaching staff, including Aaron Lennon and Phil
Yes.
Bardsley.
What?
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Aaron
I'll
Lennon.
tell you
Aaron
what,
Lennon and
you
Phil
go-
Bardsley
you
are
go
their
from Chris
coaches.
Wilder to Phil Bardsley, don't you?
And they've got.
Phil Bardsley's a good lad.
I
though.
think their manager's Alex Bruce.
Oh, he's not bad. It's fine.
But yeah, he's now taken a full time. Well, he's taken a step back from a footballing perspective and only
What,
now
Bobby?
an operations one. Savage as. But yeah,
So he
it's
says,
it's
don't
it's a
you?
fun
Yeah,
club
can
if
say
you
what
have a
level
look
that
into
is.
it. It's really funny, but
Yeah. Anyway.
we got
Yeah.
sidetracked again. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. So
Oh, mate.
all the
Good podcast.
socials are in the
Plug for Terriers
description.
Talk.
Oh yeah, Ben
Terry's
does a
Talk.
podcast of his own.
Terry's talk.
It's not there.
It's not up
Terry-
there because Mason can't.
You'll have to
No.
search for it
Terry's
yourself.
Terry's talk.
And Ben writes
Yeah.
about Italian football. So
Yeah, he
does.
Go read that.
Go
All
find his
three
Twitter.
of
What's
you.
your
It's the
Twitter?
best promo anyone's
Ben
ever
Dixon
got. in this
Media.
fella.
It's-
Yeah.
Oh,
Again,
he's the first
yeah.
guest to ever come and
Twitter.
ask us
He's up
questions.
True, yeah, he's very good
There
guest.
is a
also
Ben
there.
Dixon selfie.
This is Instagram.
Yeah.
This is Tinder.
Lads, I'll be honest, they're not there.
Right, but not there. Okay.
But-
Why not?
That's what
I've
we're
not
saying.
got, I've
why
not got the time for that.
All right. Yeah. End us off. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Right, yeah,
Lock
so
off,
all
bro.
the socials
Lock
are in
it
the
off.
description, and we'll be back next week with what I assume will be wingers. I don't know if we're doing left wingers as a separate one, right or not, but
Hopefully not.
we'll be back after some deliberation. So we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.